Welcome back to my channel, guys. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to talk about What If. And this one was the best. Ever since I saw the trailer for this TV show, I was most interested to see the zombie episode. And that's what we got, and it did not disappoint. So, let's get into it, because boy, oh boy, oh boy, I have a lot to talk about. Obviously inspired by the comic book series Marvel's Zombies, this episode of What If explores what would happen if the world fell into a disease apocalyptic nightmare. And it's crazy because this picks up at the worst possible time in the MCU. The beginning of Avengers Infinity War.
Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
Bruce Banner just got his ass beat by the Mad Titan and crash landed in the New York Sanctum on Earth. Only this time, he wasn't greeted by Doctor Strange and Wong, but by the zombie Avengers. This was crazy. And what got me was the fact that even though they were zombies, they were still in control of their powers. This episode was surprisingly very gory. People were getting sliced in half, people were getting their heads torn off, human flesh was being eaten, and it's like, the thing that gets me is like, while all of this is going on, Thanos is coming for those Infinity Stones. This is like, just nightmare after nightmare. It was filled with great action as well as awesome unexpected twists. The biggest one for me was Vision's betrayal. Out of everyone, Vision? I wouldn't expect that from him. Vision, I wouldn't expect him to be betraying anybody, and I guess that's why it's so perfect, because it's always the person you least expect. Dude was holding Black Panther captive and letting a zombified Wanda feed off of him. Wanda and Vision, they will literally do anything for one another, and honestly, their relationship is starting to sicken me. Wanda kidnapped thousands of people and made a fake TV sitcom reality to bring her boy back, and in this universe, Vision is kidnapping people and using them as cattle for his zombie girl. Because he can't bring himself to kill her, so he kills other people and lets her feed off of them. This is the most toxic couple. Y'all talk about Joker and Harley. No, these two, Joker and Harley, I got nothing on them. This is the most toxic couple I have ever seen, ever. They literally cannot be without each other and still be mentally sane. Humanity is doomed if these two ever broke up. As horror movie fans like myself know, zombie movies are much more than just violence, undead monsters, and gore. It's also desperation, heart, and addictive tension that keeps your focus. And it's incredibly tricky to establish and execute that in just one 30-minute story. But I think Marvel took a good swing at it, especially because of the cast of heroes who were left. We got Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, Spider-Man, Okoye, Happy Hogan, Sharon Carter, Bruce Banner, Hope, the Wasp. These are all the underdogs. You know, that with the exception of Bruce Banner, these are kind of like the sidekicks. The big ones, Iron Man, Captain America, Black Panther, all the big ones, their mentors, the leaders, they're all gone. That makes the story more heartfelt because it's like all these characters, they have to step up, whether they like it or not, you know? And we saw that with Spider-Man. You know, he's lost his Uncle Ben, his mom and dad. Now he's lost his mentor, Tony Stark. He's lost his Aunt May. So it's like all that, that makes the story a bit more heartfelt, you know? the Winter Soldier, he just got his mind right, and he lost Captain America. He lost his best friend. It's really his only friend, you know? So that just makes the story a bit more heartfelt, how these underdogs are dealing with the deaths of their friends, and the big ones, the ones who are, you know, can save them, if you will. And let's be honest, that fight between the Winter Soldier and zombie Captain America, that was sick. But what was even better was Hulk versus the Scarlet Witch. I was like, I never even thought of that. Them two fighting, that was tight. I wish it went on longer. I wish this whole thing was a series, an actual series of different episodes. That would make things 10 times better. They would have a lot more to work with. Y'all know me, I love a good zombie apocalyptic story. The Walking Dead, Night of the Comet, Resident Evil, all great. And now I'm adding this episode of Marvel's What If to that list. And that ending, that cliffhanger, oh no, Thanos, zombie Thanos with 5 Infinity Stones? What? I need more. I need more. We need a part 2 to this. This can't be a one-shot. I want to find out what happens, man. This episode was crazy. Expectations for this was high, and Marvel delivered. They basically took Avengers Infinity War, which was already a high-stakes movie because Thanos is coming for the Infinity Stones. That's already a high-stakes kind of story. They took that and made the stakes even higher, because it's like, not only is Thanos coming, but the Earth is dealing with an apocalyptic nightmare. You know, when I first heard about this show and, you know, the Marvel comic book series, What If, I often thought, what is the point? You know, what's the point of these stories? None of it's canon, so it doesn't matter. It's pointless. But I was wrong. The possibilities are amazing. And this episode is just an example of Marvel's maverick ideas. Marvel has always had more maverick ideas than DC. And with the right storytellers and animators, it's no wonder why they're beating DC right now. Marvel has, and you know, this started back in the 40s, when Marvel was named Timely Comics, when they first came out, when it was just those few guys, Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, sitting in a room. Those were the foundations. You know, Marvel has always had a much more imagination than DC has. And like I said, with the right people, you can execute that imagination on the big screen, and it's fantastic. Great, different stories. You got a whole freaking What If show. Meanwhile, Ann Sarnoff, the head of Warner Brothers, is saying, why make billions when we can make millions? And she reboots Batman again for the 80th time. It's sad. It's really sad. But that's the topic for a whole nother video. This episode of What If, this was amazing, guys. I loved it. Like I said, my expectations for this one was high. Since I saw the trailer, I was most anxious and interested to see this particular episode, and it delivered. Guys, let me know what you thought of this episode down below. This actually makes me, because I never read the Marvel Zombies What If story, but this actually makes me want to read the comic book story, you know? So let me know down below what you thought of. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Wednesday.